and welcome to a Wow embossing powder video. I'm Christine, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the Wow changes. Now there are 3 different types of powders in the changes range, and in today's video we're going to focus on texture and glisten, but I will be doing another video later on using the Sheen powder as well. But the idea behind these changes is that you can mix them into your existing embossing powders and change the effect that they give. So if you have a really matte embossing powder, you can give it a little bit of sparkle with the Glisten, or if you have one of the mixed media powders, you can put a bit of sheen in it and change the look of it, giving it more of a pearlescent effect as well. They're really fun for changing the feel of your embossing powders, but they also work as a lightening powder as well. So because you're mixing them in with existing colours, it actually lightens the colour as well as you're mixing them together. So for example, mixing any of them into a bright pink colour will tone down the pink. And talking of pinks, we're going to be using pink and green in today's video to actually play around with layered die cuts. So you know, sometimes when you have beautiful layering dies and you kind of think, I don't just want to cut them from cardstock or ink them with coloured ink, I want to use my embossing powders. But maybe you don't have multiple tones of the same colour in your embossing powders. Pick one of your changes and you can change the intensity of the colour, so you can use them on your layering dies. So that's what today's video is going to be all about. And the idea with changes is that you can buy the 3 different versions, and then you can also buy sets of 3, or I think you can buy them individually as well, empty jars, so that you can actually create your own mixes and keep them for using on later projects, and you can write on them. A fine tipped Sharpie works brilliantly for writing on these, and then you know exactly how you mix them together. Or you can just use these to mix your combination of changes and embossing powders, empty them out when you're done, and then reuse them again for another mixture. But with the Wow embossing powders, their empty jars and any of their embossing powders are already treated for static in their production process, so you don't want to be mixing static back in when you're taking little quantities of each of your powders and mixing them together. So you want to use something metal. You can either go with a spoon like this, which I think a lot of us would have in our stash. You could go with a metal palette knife and scoop out equal quantities or mixed quantities using a palette knife. Or I treated myself to this funny set of measuring spoons, and they say things like a tad, a dash, a pinch, a smidgen and a drop, and these have been working brilliantly for playing around with different quantities. And it also means if you just need a little bit more to finish your project off, and you know that you were going with equal quantities of embossing powder to changer, you can go down a size in your spoon so you're not making up too much of your powder for your projects. So now we've got the introduction to the changes out of the way, let's have a go at changing the Primary Fuchsia Fusion embossing powder and give it some texture, and we'll also give it a lightening effect as well. But I think I want to show you a comparison so you can really see what kind of effect the changes have on the colour of your embossing powder and the finish of it as well. And also, one of my top tips is, if you're working with a coloured embossing powder, work on a coloured piece of card. We don't want to alter the colour of our embossing powder too much, especially because when we mix them together, you're sort of combining clear particles with your coloured particles, so some of the cardstock will show through. And if you're using a colour that is darker than the colour of embossing powder that you're using, it's going to show through where the sort of changer particles are when you melt it. So if you just go for a really light shade of the same colour, it's just going to mean that there's not some stark white showing through when you actually use your changes and mix them together. So I've gone with a really pastel pink piece of cardstock here. And first of all, we're going to take our Wow Ultra Slow Drying Embossing Pad, and we're just going to put a little bit on this end of our piece of pink cardstock, and we're going to add the full strength version of the Primary Fuchsia Fusion. So I've got a piece of scrap paper here, and we can add this on, just so that we know exactly how the powder started, and then we're going to dilute it a bit with the texture and change it, and then we're going to do it a little bit more to show the differences of what these changes can kind of do to your embossing powders. So we've got that piece ready there. Now what we want to do is take one of the empty jars, and then we want to take our changer as well. So I'm going to go with not the biggest spoon, I'm going to go the next one down, which is called a dash in these funny spoons. So I'm going to put a dash of the texture embossing powder, or the changes. Make sure there's no particles left on your spoon because you don't want to contaminate any of your powders as you're mixing them. And then I'm going to take a dash of the Primary Fuchsia Fusion as well. So we've got a 1-to-1 ratio of our powders. And then we're going to put the lid back on our jar and give it a really good shake. So you want to make sure, it's basically like when you're using a glitter embossing powder or when you're using a mixed media one, you want to make sure all of the particles are really nicely distributed, so you're going to get an even kind of mixture as you're working with it. So we've got that nicely mixed up now. Let's put the lid back on this one because we've finished with the Primary Fuchsia for now, but we will come back to more texture in a second. So let's get our embossing ink pad again and add a little bit more ink to the centre section of our card. Bring in our scrap paper, and then we can add on our changer mixture with our texture. So we've now got that one in the centre. I am just going to use a paintbrush to get rid of a bit of this excess, just so that we can fit another swatch in there nice and easily. And then the way I've been lightening my colours like this is, even though I have now taken some out of this to use on that swatch or use on your project, this is still a 1-to-1 mixture of the changer and the powder. So we're going to slightly alter that now by adding another full spoonful in of the same amount. But if you always keep consistent when you're changing your colours, it gives the same effect anyway, really. So we're going to add another dash of our texture into there. And we can put the lid on that one now. And then bring our piece of card back in, put some more ink on the card here as well. And then bring in the scrap paper. Do remember, we need to put the lid back on there and give that another good shake because we added some more of the texture in there. Okay, and then we can tip this over the top as well. And you might actually think at this point that there doesn't look like that much difference between these two, but when all of it melts, you will notice a difference between them. And we could always go one step further. While we've got everything out, let's just do extra tones of variation to this as well. So we've still got our mixture there. Then we will take another dash of the texture and put that into the jar. Give that a good shake before I forget again. Okay, and then we can take our embossing ink pad again and do a little patch of ink on the end. And we can repeat this process 2 more times, adding another dash of texture each time to create an even lighter tone as we go through. So I've heat embossed all the swatches that we just did, and I've cut them apart so that you can really see them butted right up against each other to see the comparison of the difference. And I've also labelled them so we know this one had no texture in, this one had 5 dash spoonfuls, but it was added to the subsequent mixture that we'd already made. So this is the kind of difference that you can get with your powders. And I mean, that is a pretty dramatic effect from between the original colour and what we've got to by adding all of that texture in there. And just looking at the first two together, you can kind of see the difference that the texture makes in there. So it's taken away that sort of main shine from the original embossing powder, and it is actually giving it like almost a sandpaper feel. It really has got a lot of texture to it. And then as we go down as well, number 5 has even more texture to it. So it does really give that kind of sandpaper feel to it, but it's not coming off, and it's mixed in with all of the other colour that's in there as well. And you can see why I recommend working on a coloured cardstock, because as you go down, you can see that you're seeing more and more of the cardstock through the powder, because the texture powder is technically like clear texture basically. When you mix embossing powder together, even if you're using different colours, you'll see that it gives a speckled effect because the particles can't mix to make a new colour. They just sit next to each other and your eye kind of sees it differently and it makes it look like it's a different colour. So that's kind of how the changes work. They're adding in, and that they also are referred to as lightening powders as well, because they're technically lightening the colour as you go. But as I was heating these, I was thinking, if you wanted the texture but not the lightening effect of them, just work on a darker colour of pink cardstock first. So then, like if you worked on a colour of pink cardstock that was basically the colour of the embossing powder, by the time you get to number 5, it should still look pretty much the same colour, because anywhere where there's clear texture particles that you're seeing the cardstock through, you'd be seeing the darker colour of card. So you can definitely get around it if you don't want to lighten, but you just want to add the texture or the sheen or the glisten to your powders as well. So now we know exactly how the changes work, I thought we could actually put this into use into a project to make a beautiful Mother's Day card using some layered tulip flower dies. They're actually a Sue Wilson set of dies, but any of the ones that you may have in your stash would work really nicely with this changer effect, creating your lighter tones by lightening your embossing powders. But for the yellow of the centre of the flowers, I didn't actually have anything in my stash that would work nicely with the changes. I feel like it already had enough difference to it that it didn't need to be changed. So I used the Kiwi Gold from Seth Apter for the central colour of my tulips, and I put it onto pastel yellow cardstock. Then for the green, I actually used 2 different green embossing powders. I felt like the colour wasn't changing enough, adding the Glisten changer to it, because I used the Glisten for the foliage, but for one of them I used a 1:1 ratio with fresh stem and Glisten. And for the darker tone, I just added a spoonful of Earthtone olive into my mixture that I'd already made. So it just darkened it slightly to give a sort of second tone for my foliage. And then, as you know, we know exactly how to do the pink versions of this because we just run through all of that. So for the other flowers that I've already prepared for my card, they actually only had 2 layers on them. So I just used a sort of 1:1 mixture, then a mixture with 1 extra dash spoonful of the texture. But for this one, we need 3 variations. So this one is actually not too different from the original colour. I only added a small amount into this one. I think I went for like a dash of the Primary Fuchsia, and then I just went for a smidgen of the texture powder, so it just gave it more of the texture rather than changing the colour too much to give me my darkest tone. So I'm going to take my back layer of my flower and cut it from the darkest. I'm going to do the middle layer of my flower and cut it from the middle tone, and then the front layer of my flower and cut it from the lightest tone that I've created that's just got more of the texture powder in it. So I've got all of my bits of foliage cut from my different variations of my green. I've got the tulip that I just cut in the 3 different layers, and I've also cut the yellow centre using that beautiful Kiwi Gold from Seth Apter. And then I've already assembled these 2 beautiful tulips as well. So all we need to do is assemble the rest of these pieces together. So now we've assembled all of our tulips, I've taken this patchwork die from Jamie Rodgers Crafts. It's called the Floral Square Tile, and I've cut the outer frame from white card and I've cut the inner decoration from vellum because I thought this would be a really nice way to mount our beautiful flowers onto our card. So I've just added some 3D foam to the back of the white frame and I'm going to add that onto the vellum decorative piece that we've cut. Then I'm going to use my scissors to trim around the edge, undercutting so that the vellum doesn't overhang the frame, and then I'm also adding some more 3D foam behind the vellum, so when we add it to our card it gives a little bit of dimension and it kind of gives a shadowy effect with that beautiful vellum. So now we've got this piece here, we can play around with our arrangement of tulips and place them wherever we feel works nicely on our frame, adding in some of our foliage elements, and we can always snip off the ends of our stems and leaves if we feel like they need to be shorter as we're building our arrangement of our flowers. I feel like maybe that kind of positioning looks good, perhaps a bigger leaf coming up there, maybe another smaller one here, and maybe something like that there. So now we've got all of those stuck into position in our beautiful floral arrangement. I've also added some 3D foam on the back of this too, so it'll raise up really nicely on our card. But we need to add our Mother's Day sentiment now. So I've got this fabulous set from Polka Doodles where you can do mum, mother, mother's day, and then you've got happy, and you've got all of these beautiful little elements in there as well. But I'm just going to use the mother's, well, happy, mother's and day to create my sentiment on my card panel. And I'm thinking that I want this to go towards the top, and then I want the word mother or mothers to come down here. So I think I'm going to ink that up in black, and you do have the separate apostrophe S in this set. So we're going to position the word mother first, and then we'll add the apostrophe S afterwards. So I'm going to move that out of the way, put the mother there, and then I've also got the apostrophe S here as well, and I think I want to put that about here. And then in that set as well we have the happy and the day, which I have just stamped in black onto white and added a little skinny black border to those. And I'm thinking they would look lovely, maybe one up there, and then do we think we could get away with it being Happy Mother's Day like that, or are we going to have to put it down here? So I'm just going to add a little bit of 3D foam to the back of those two words, and then I'll just stick everything down. So there we have our finished card, where I've just added a few iridescent clear sequins onto there as well, just to catch the light a little bit more too. But those changes are just fantastic for changing the look of your embossing powders and giving that gorgeous layered feel, where we've used the texture for the flowers and we've used the glisten for the gorgeous foliage on here as well. Any of the products that I've used will be linked in the description below the video, and if you do place any orders on the WOW website, you can use the code WOWDTCrafty for 10% off your order as well. So thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed seeing these changes in action, and I'll see you again later in March actually for another video using the Sheen version of these changes. So thanks for watching. Bye!